Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a look at area and perimeter of parallelograms and triangles. So let's dive right in. So if we have parallelograms, whether these are squares or rhombuses, rectangles, it's the same area formula, length times width. So we have our length down below, we have our width, or people say height, it's the same thing, length, width, and height multiply length by width. So especially with rhombuses, some people see the height on the inside or the width on the inside, or sometimes they may see kind of like a dotted line, something like this, and you'll see the measurement down below. Just wanted to mention that. So if we look at our square, let's say we have a length of 4, and since squares are all the same size, we would just have area is equal to 4 times 4, which would end up with 16. And let's say this is inches, and this is inches. We would have inches squared. So that would be our area. If we have perimeter, there's two different ways to think about this. One, we could have it as 2 times the length plus 2 times w, or the width. Or we could rethink this as, oh my goodness, let me pull back. Or we just add up all sides. Length, side 1, side 2, side 3, side 4, and we're done. And so perimeter is very, very easy. If you want to just make sure and be thorough, definitely do this way. You will never, add the wrong, question or wrong numbers. It's fairly straightforward, and it is, quote unquote takes a little bit longer. But if you're a little savvy and you just see, oh, 2 of the sides are exactly the same. Like in my rectangle, I have these 2 red lines. So these 2 are the same, and these 2 blue are the same on their respective sides. So that is area and perimeter of parallelogram. So let's do a couple practice problems. So what is the area of the parallelogram? So with some problems, what they may do is throw this right here. This is saying the distance of this angle. We don't need that. So in some ways, I tell my kids to cross it off, ignore it, because it's not relevant. All we care about is our base, or our length, and our height. And so our area, we would have 5 times 9 centimeters area, and we have 5 times 9. That gets us 45 square centimeters. So all we do is we multiply our length, we multiply it by our height, and we're done. Let's do another example. We'll bump down one more. So again, this outside we don't need. They're trying to throw us a curveball, and we're not going to swing at it. So we have our length, and we have our width or height. So our area is equal to 7 times 8, and we're in feet. So our area is equal to 56 feet squared. And we're done with parallelogram. So all you just need to remember is our length and our height, or our width. They're kind of the similar things. So now let's move on to area of triangles. So triangles are fun. There is no perimeter that we would need to solve for. We're just solving for area. And it doesn't matter what type of triangle, whether if it's a right triangle, equilateral, isosceles, obtuse, scalene, it doesn't matter. It's the same formula every single time, which makes it very, very simple for us to remember. Oh, that's in black. It's right here. Area is equal to base times height divided by 2. And where we get this formula, I'll zoom over here. So let's say, for example, I have I have a square. And if I want to, in a sense, cut that in half, now I have two triangles. I have a triangle in this bottom kind of red shaded section, and then I have another one in that blue top shaded section. So all we're solving for is half of a square or half of a parallelogram. So when we are solving for area, area is equal to our base times the height, and we have to divide by 2 because we're cutting it in half. So area is equal to base times height divided by 2. So let's do a couple examples. So our first one here, we have a right triangle, and get in the practice of identifying what type of triangle this is. This will help out down the road when you get into higher levels of geometry. But we have our area is equal to 4 times 4 divided by 2. We want to set up the problems that we have with the numbers that we have. So we have our base, which is 4 in red, and then our height here, we have 4 as well, and we're going to divide by 2. So we want to simplify this. 4 times 4 gets us 16, and we have 16 over 2. And when we go 16 divided by 2, we end up with 8, and we're in millimeters squared. Because we are still in area, area is always in squared because it's a two-dimensional. That's why we put a 2 there. It's a reminder, hey, we're dealing with two-dimensional objects, not 3 dimensions. So let's do another one. So same thing here. This angle where they're giving us this 5 miles, this is our hypotenuse, and we don't, in a sense, we don't need that. So all we are focusing on is our base and our height, and that's all. So area is equal to base times height divided by 2. And I'll write this in the colors. Base times height divided by 2. So our area is 6 times 3. That gets us 18. And we have 18 divided by 2. And area is equal to 9 square miles. And that's it. Now, with this next example, what may happen, they may give us the area, and we're trying to solve for a missing side. We don't need this because it's not a base or a height, so we can eliminate this just to make sure we don't accidentally confuse this as being the height. So we need to set up a couple things. So we have area already. We know the area. So 20 is equal to, and then we plug in whatever information they give us into the formula. So if we need to remember, area is equal to base times height divided by 2. We want to get in the practice of reminding, when you start a new problem, write the formula. And the more you practice that, the more you're going to, better off you're going to remember. So now we have our base, and our base is 2, but we don't know what our height is. And we are going to divide by 2, a base times height divided by 2. So we have to isolate the variable. And in previous videos, I believe in my units 6 and 7, we talk about this. So if you need a refresh, go back and look into the modules 6 and 7 videos, and you'll be able to find what you're looking for. So anyways, we want to multiply by 2 to both sides. So we multiply by 2, and we are left with 40, because 2 times 20 gets us 40, is equal to 4 times h. And now we have to isolate that variable. So we have to divide by 2. And so our height is equal to 20, or 20 inches. But it wouldn't be inches squared because they already gave us the area. So our height right here is equal to 20 inches. So there are times where they may give us the area and we have to solve for either the base or the height. All you just have to remember is the very first thing that you do, you multiply by 2 to both sides, and then you have to divide uh, by whichever term, either base or height. It's the same thing. It's just what you are solving for is going to change, varying from problem to problem. So that is area and perimeter of parallelograms and triangles. And if you have any questions, go ahead and put it in the chat below. And I will see you in the next video. Have a good one.